Hey, thank you. Hello, Elon. Longtime shareholder, first time caller. I have a quick question, but before I get to that, I would like to point out that when you put Floki in the frunk, Tesla was over $300 a share. I don't know if it was related, but you might want to consider that to pump the stock again. On to my question. I've always been a Rabbit fan. There's a lot of people who are similar to me, probably a little more liberal, very passionate about our Teslas, proud of our Teslas. And, over the takeover of Twitter and some of these comments, I think some of us have been feeling a little bit disenfranchised. Still big fans, still shareholders, but some of the magic is missing a little bit there. For example, I have a daughter, or I have a daughter, and then also a trans child, and they both were always very excited about our Tesla. We went and bought a Model X, and now they have mixed feelings about it. It's just like, you know, and it's not always directly related to what you say, but kind of some of the opinions or attention you draw to things like pronouns or something like that. And it's sad for me to watch that happen. And so I've tried to speak out about that. It doesn't really go anywhere, but I do worry also as a shareholder about, are we alienating certain people, not just extreme left people, but just kind of in the middle folks like myself that, it's just added in some politics and controversy that takes away a little bit of the shine off of our Tesla. Now, I did sell my Model 3, but it was mostly because I live in Alaska. We're missing some chargers. I'm going to throw in a plug for that. But, still a big fan. Like I said, still have our shares, still love driving our Teslas around. But I was just wondering if you've thought about that at all as you're, taking on this big Twitter job.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I'm not gonna like sort of suppress my views. So it's like, it's just to boost the stock price. So I'm like, that's like not gonna do it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's what he's saying, though, Elon. I think when you own a media property, there's this perception of independence that's expected from the owner. And the Wall Street Journal is owned by Rupert Murdoch, but he doesn't write the opinion pieces, even though we know it's his opinion. And so I think, it sort of like throws people off that the owner has an opinion. Now, I don't think your opinions are extreme, but a lot of people in the media take what you say, and by the time the customers read it, it's not what you said at all. And, I just think there's this big perception gap being driven on beliefs that aren't even yours, really, because you're saying something, And I just think that part of it, it's almost like a trap it's like a lose-lose trap. And I hate seeing people get caught in that.
I mean, Elon, you don't hate trans people, do you? Or what are your views on that?
No, of course not. So I mean, I'm not in general a hater of anyone, frankly. So, but I think that there's, we the thing that, like, it does bother me that people will use like pronouns to be super judgmental. And actually, to me, it feels like a lot of these things are like just they're a shield that allow people to be assholes. They're like a moral shield that where it just gives them an excuse to be an asshole, and that's what that bothers me. So
Yeah, I get that. But I think what happens real easily in the media is it just appears that you're like punching down to a really marginalized group. Like my kid is just trying to have like their pronoun used in school and stuff, and it's like, then you have this really rich popular person like crapping on pronouns, but it gets mixed up, and it's like I think the people that you're talking about, like it gets mixed up, and then people just see it as a more broader thing that you're like, being negative towards trans people. But I
Okay,
do
so
have to ask really,
let's move on
Yeah,
to the
just really
yeah,
move
quick.
on to the
Are
next
are
yeah,
you
conversation.
yeah.
gonna
We got
are you
Gary
gonna
and
do the
Chuck with hands up
We're
too.